And we are live from Daytona International Speedway. Trucks have just started their qualifying runs. PJ Luttrell is the first truck on track right now. Looks like he's actually, I may be wrong. Looks like he maybe got some other trucks out here, but it is not group qualifying. It was not supposed to be group qualifying last night, but there is a mix-up in that. But it is a single truck qualifying tonight for these guys, as this is going to be a field of 32 trucks on track, and it can get a little interesting here at Daytona, especially with it being a little bit of a more narrow track compared to Talladega. Drivers are going to have to find a way to kind of squeeze their trucks, keep it really steady, because there's just not that much room at all for them. It's going to be really difficult for them tonight. Hopefully they'll be able to handle it. They did really good last night, but this field has definitely grown a lot. We'll actually go over here and I will. No, we had the stream last night has, I believe, 500 views, and that was just absolutely ridiculous. I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, that is just insane. Thank you all for that. And that's really all you, nothing that I did. I mean, y'all must have liked it enough to watch it at least. That's just kind of crazy. Excuse me, hold on, that is not. Let's see what this is. Let me delete that old stream. That is a very odd thing. That stream should not be up there, but it is. So let me delete this. But drivers tonight, they're getting a much more, they're getting a higher payout with the trucks being in here. It's going to be kind of interesting to see what they do. I mean, it's going to be a bigger field, and normally Talladega seems to go just a tad better, just a tad better than Daytona. But there's some racers that I see that have kind of been repeaters. We've got Ian Martin, PJ's in here, Sells, he's definitely a good speedway racer, and then there's some new names that I haven't saw before. They're actually some of the. I know that there's a person from Ghost League. It is, let me see where his name is. I just lost it. It was Brock Whitehead. He's in here, which Ghost League is what I am branched off of. And we got Lucas Whitehead. I'm not sure if they're related. They probably are, though, knowing that. It's going to be interesting tonight, definitely. So I'm going to adjust some sound settings real quick. I'm going to get it a little bit louder for y'all in certain areas of the track, because it's definitely a little bit harder to hear some spots. But this is going to be kind of interesting to see who goes top of the charts. But at Daytona, it kind of really doesn't even really matter as much, because it's Daytona, because it's just such a draft heavy track that it's really who can shove each other more than anything here, it seems. Just making sure to send this out to all the leagues that I broadcast. I've actually got somebody wanting me to do their Tuesday stream, but I'm taking on that day, so I'm trying to find more people for it. It's kind of really shot up, it seems, within a matter of almost nothing now. I think drivers, they finished qualifying, so I'll bring up the grid here real quick for y'all of who went to the top of the charts. It's going to be interesting to see who it was. As it is the 84 of Kyler Wynn, followed by the 31 of Garrett Maines second, Raymond Rittner third, Ian Martin fourth, Kenneth Stamper fifth, Jeff Merrick sixth, Jarrell Duffin seventh, Jason Maines eighth, PJ Luttrell ninth, Dalton Martin 10th, 11th Christopher McAuliffe, 12th Lucas Whitehead, 13th Christian Whittaker, 14th Alex Hill, 15th Brock Whitehead, 16th Darius Sells, 17th Kerry Whitaker, 18th Jared Barclay, 19th Charles Whitehead, 20th Nash Brambala, 21st Corey Rabone, 22nd Christopher McLean, 23rd David McGuire, 24th Danny Eshelman, 25th Derek Raleigh, 26th Dean Brummett, 27th Carter Hansen, 28th Matthew Baker, 29th Nathan Harper, 30th Andrew Santo, and 31st Kenneth McAuliffe Jr. Now, drivers really don't have to worry about their qualifying position here because it's more of a draft track. You know, it's not seen as a track that it's so important to be up front. Maybe you want to be because you want to be away from the wrecks, but you don't necessarily have to be up there because you can, sort your way through it. It just depends on how well you know super speedways, because there's some drivers that we'll start to see a little bit later in the race. They'll start to show that, I know how to run super speedways just a little bit better than some of these other drivers, and that'll show as the race goes on. Pit stops are going to be a big thing here, because if drivers slide through their pit stalls for just half a second, their race may be over. So we'll check real quick, make sure I'm going to be able to show you all the whole field tonight, which I should be able to, just making sure yes, I will be able to. So, but it will be Kyler Wynn. He'll lead him. He's going to have the 31 of Garrett Maines on the outside of him. 31 will have the 98 of Ian Martin. Wynn will have, let's see who he will have behind him when they go and line up. They're going to have to catch the pace truck really quick. Looks like the 84. He will have the stamped truck. I believe it's not Kenneth Stamper. That's a different stamp truck. No, he will have the 87 of Raymond Rittner behind him, giving him a shove to start it off. Looks like we've got some drivers that are a road to pro, actually. Kyler Wynn, he's actually the 82 tonight. He's a road to pro driver. And I believe Garrett Maines he also has a pro license. So that'll be interesting to see some pro drivers in here that hopefully, they might show that, I'm better than y'all at this super speedway stuff, and I'm going to show my experience. But super speedways are kind of the great equalizer, it seems, at most tracks, because even new people, old people, it's really who can find a drafting partner, who can work both lanes the best, and who knows how to kind of maybe change lanes at just the right time, throw the right block to not get yourself turned off the bumper of the truck in front of you. But it's going to be interesting to see who kind of shows that, yeah, I know how to drive this just a little bit better than you. That's going to be a little interesting to see here tonight. The pace truck lights are off. He's in now. It's going to be Kyler Wynn. Leads him to green. 31 of Garrett Maines will be behind him. Green flag is in the air. Wynn waits to go a little bit, trying to get the 87 up on his bumper. 87's closer than Ian Martin, so that's probably going to give him a little bit of a shove. Ian actually hops down pretty early. Surprised that he jumped down, but Maines is staying tough on that outside and not letting him go by. That bottom lane starting to form up, but it always seems that these tracks, that middle lane just takes a little bit to get going, and once they get going, you can really start seeing trucks shove as they're already formed two lanes. That 31's got a shove from the 60 of Jeff Merrick on the bumper of him. That's going to shove the 31 to the lead. Will the 31 come down, or is he going to stay high? Looks like he may stay high for just a little bit, as I believe he has a teammate in here. That's the 17. It's actually not the 17 in the race. That's somebody else. I'll have to make sure who that is. They're going to jump down. Actually, no, that is the 17 of Jason Maines. So I believe these two are teammates, but PJ's leading that outside line now. You see trucks kind of swapping positions, leaving that middle lane. They don't want to be up there right now exactly. We'll look back at Darius Sells. Darius is always doing these super speedway races as the 82's wiggling. He's starting to really shake. I'm not sure if he just got loose or the 87 got to his bumper. PJ has a gap if he wants to come down now. Will he take it? He will. That's going to leave the 88 of Lucas Whitehead all alone. He's got his brother in here. Maybe he can get some help from him, but he's got to hope that Darius Sells will maybe help him, because he does not have any help. These drivers have kind of gone pretty calm early on, not really racing each other super hard, maybe just sticking with each other for just a little bit, maybe kind of letting it go. As we've actually got the 88 jumps up in front of Darius Sells. Darius has come to Lucas's rescue. Can he give him a little bit more of a shove that he needs to? They're gaining a little bit. That's kind of the magic of that middle lane here at Daytona and Talladega. It seems like it's just something with it. Once you get a truck or two lined up, you can really beat that bottom lane. The only thing that bottom lane can really do is just get more trucks than you. As you can see, the 88, he's getting a good arrow shove from Sells. That's getting him out there just so slightly. And he's holding on to the quarter panel of Jason Maines. That's giving him that run off the corner. But Sells has help from the 51 coming from behind. That's Charles Whitehead. The two Whiteheads are probably going to try to work together. He's got the 28 behind him of Christopher McLean. Drivers, he's caught up to him now, so this is going to be a battle. Well, the top lane, actually, he bails on that. He goes right to the bottom when he sees a gap. He doesn't want anything to do with him. Kind of surprised by that move. The drivers seem to be sticking more bottom lane, that is, and as we can see, Kyler Wynn, he went from the lead to back to 15th, so he's had a rough night already. He's continuing to drop. He might be making this as a better choice. He doesn't want to be up there, so he's really going to slow up that top lane. They're going to have to get on the brakes. Might have just been trying to get there, maybe trying to bottle it up, but you see, that's the 88 of Whitehead. He's starting to battle back. That middle lane starting to form. The 60 searching around on the bumper of Maines, trying to give him a shove, trying to give him anything that he can. Lucas is going to go to the lead for a brief second. Sells is trying to get offset on the bumper of him to give him a bump through the corner. You really don't want to do that, but if you can get offset just right, you can give the driver in front of you just a little bit of a push. Pushing in the corner is always dangerous. As that middle lane, they're starting to fall back just a little bit, but they start to pull in certain areas of the track. It seems like they pull in the corners more than that bottom lane. That bottom lane's having to turn that wheel really tight, but the 60 of Merrick is all over the bumper, and Maine's giving him a good shove, making sure that he stays out front. We got a truck wiggling around. That's the 28 of Christopher McLean. We've got trucks that are switching lanes everywhere, though. They don't want to really be back. They don't really want to be running that middle lane. They'd prefer that bottom more, as this is going to stretch the fuel on some of these drivers. We saw last night they were going about 15 laps on fuel. No, but Maines is going to have a little less fuel leading up here. He's kind of pulling these trucks with him. So it's going to make it interesting to see how long his fuel lasts and if they all come down pit road with him or if they decide to leave him out to dry. There's kind of trucks back here that they decided I don't want to be up there necessarily, as we see the 25 of Nathan Harper. Not sure where he is. It's not showing him on track. He may have had a little bit of an issue connecting here. Might have connected on accident just to watch the race. That middle lane has definitely fallen apart. Lucas Whitehead's not getting that good of a shove from Sells anymore, but that 60, he is just glued to the bumper of Maines now. He's really trying to give him a shove. That middle lane, yet they've all lost that trucks. Everybody's decided to line up on the bottom. They all want to run, and that's going to help them on their fuel just a little bit because they're able to draft with them. Ooh, Whitehead's trying to get in line. He squeezes down in front of the 10. That's going to leave Sells to lead the middle lane. He's going to hope that the 28 of McLean will give him a shove. There comes the 71 of Derek Raleigh behind him. I believe that's the 906 of David McGuire. He's the last truck in that middle lane that can even possibly mount something to him, but Sells is starting to get a little bit of a run, trying to side draft in the corner, get away from him as quick as he can, cut the draft. That's one thing that these drivers can do, even if they don't have the necessarily top speed. If they can get to that quarter panel and suck that truck around, that'll do a lot for them. As you can see, these drivers are just running two lanes right now. They're not really doing much. Sells looks like he maybe got bumped there, went out wide a little bit. Go back in the pack just a little bit. These trucks are kind of running pretty calm at this point in the race, but it may start to amp up as it goes on. I think the 23 that is has a little bit of damage. It's Kerry Whitaker. I think he's got his right front beat in just a little bit. You can see kind of a small dent. Yeah, he does have a little small dent. Probably not going to hurt him too bad. There's a caution out. I can see him taking his optional damage. You see the 6 of Andrew Santo. He's riding in the back of the pack, not really being up there right now. Probably decided, I kind of want to be back here. I don't want to be up in it. As you know, he came second last night. We got one truck shoots down to the apron. That's the 316 of Dean Brummett. He wants to probably go to the back. He says, they're getting a little too racy for me. I don't want to be up there right now. Looks like, yeah, he's decided to pull down. He wants to slow down when he gets in the corner, though, because that curve can get you. You kind of naturally merge up on your own as he merges there. That's a choice by him, though, to go to the back. But Garrett Maines, he continues to lead off the bumper of the 60 of Jeff Merrick, sorry. He's got his there's only one truck that separates him and his teammate, and the 17 of Maine's. If they can get him out of the way, maybe they'll kind of work together and just draft each other. I'm assuming that he's his teammate because of the paint scheme. I could be very wrong. I'm not fully sure. That'll just be something we'll have to see, after the race. Drivers have, yeah, they definitely, that middle lane, you see it again. Sells, that 71's moving around a lot. I'm not sure what's happened to him. He's really moving. He needs to be careful with what he's doing. He needs to get back in lane at 906 and really close the door on him. He gets back in line finally. But the middle lane that was broken up has started to form back again. It took him a while. They've done it. 28's on the bumper of Sells, giving him a shove as much as he can. You can really see him pushing him hard when he can. You want to push on the corners, lay back in the straight, or, sorry, not push in the corners, push on the straight and lay back in the corners, get that good run and just give that truck a square shot. Bumping with these trucks isn't that much of an issue as compared to the Xfinities or the next gens, because most of these trucks have a flat front end. The Chevys, when you get up into the Xfinity or the next gens, the 28 could have hooked the 8. He's got to be careful. But you got to be careful with the next gens and the Xfinities, because that nose on the Chevys, and it's pointed like a V. They're not necessarily flat, so when you give a bump, you got to be careful. But trucks, the noses are relatively flat for every single vehicle. We see Derek Raleigh getting really loose up there. Look at this line that this bottom lane has formed. Trucks just hugging the bottom. Just deciding to stay. I don't want to really be up here. I'm just going to kind of wrap this bottom with you all. I feel perfectly fine doing this. We'll go on board with the 31 of Garrett Maines here real quick. That was on board with him. You see him keeping a pretty steady wheel to not scrub off speed. But the 21, he seems like he's hopped up in front. So it looks like Sells has gone to the back. That's going to leave McLean to lead that middle lane. 71's trying to search around on his bumper to give him as good of a draft as he can. 60 has just been glued to that 31's bumper the whole time, just really giving him shove after shove. Seems he knows when to lay off. It looks like we got a lap truck. That is it has to be. Who is that? It has to be. Looks like that's the 24 of Corey Ram. Oh, we got somebody turn 81, turn 17, turn 71. I'm not sure what happened there. I was looking away. Hard crash for some of those drivers. I had just looked away to see what happened. Looks like Raleigh probably shot the gap. Looks like that 28 might have actually gotten up the track. I have to see. Christopher McLean. So we'll go on a chase with him. He was already up the track, it seems, before he got touched. So something else had to have happened. Looks like he's trying to get a draft off the 24. Comes back down. Derek sees it. That 24 or 28 kind of keeps coming down. He gets turned off the nose of the 71. 17 net codes. You can see how his truck jumps right there, so it's a netcode issue. PJ gets into the back of him. This takes out a lot of drivers. You see people trying to check up, shoot the gap. Whitaker gets into it. The 20 gets into it. Hard impact for Whitaker. Actually, a lot of hard impacts for some of those drivers. They just nose in the 10. Trying to make it through. Hits the 17. 32 trying to get through it. Also clips the 23. It's a hard impact for some of those drivers. That's not what some of them wanted to see, but they're going to have to use their fast repair. But this is going to come at a time where... No, this is actually probably good. They were probably coming close to pit stops, maybe getting right on their window. just texting Taryn, the man that runs all of this, that I haven't updated link because it seems like the streams tried to start early, but I didn't necessarily want it to. But we'll see if this drags. A lot of drivers down pit road. I can expect everybody pitting up. Here comes Maines. Here comes a 60. Everybody's probably going to come in, stay on cycle. I wouldn't see anybody coming off cycle. PJ will probably take the option to fix his damage right now. So he has a beautiful paint scheme. That is actually Iron Horse Liveries that does the paint schemes. They are always just absolutely stunning that he does. He's booked up a lot of the time, but they just look great as I've refreshed the paint. So that's why you're seeing a white truck right now, just giving drivers a chance that if they have a paint that's not showing correctly, for it to show correctly for them. Everybody seems they got on pit road clean, off pit road clean. Some drivers are probably going to, you'll see an extended stay from some of them just deciding to fix their damages. That is not a good camera angle. But Maines, he remains out front. See, looks like we've got some drivers extended pit stops. The 10 is in. He's going to stay in just a little bit longer. See, a lot of drivers are staying in just a little bit longer. We've got drivers that are getting close to a minute. So they're probably just fixing all the optional that they can to do, just to stay with the pack. Maybe you can fix it and it won't hurt you too bad, because they're going to want to keep that fast repair that they have, because it always tends to get crazy when it gets late in the race. See, lights are out on the pace truck, so they're going to be coming to green next time by. Maines has chosen the top line. He's going to have Sells pushing him. Jeff will have the 88 of Lucas Whitehead. There is actually 4 Ghost League guys. Sorry, excuse me, Hall Gatorade. There's actually 4 Ghost League guys in here. I did not see that when I joined, so they kind of managed to sneak their way through without me noticing it. Kind of surprised that they were able to. I would normally catch that, it seems, but it's Trey, Lucas, Charles, and Brock. They're all in the race tonight. Or I believe they are, hopefully. So Ghost guys showing up tonight and letting them know that they're there. We'll see. This kind of was on the point for drivers coming down and getting fuel, so it's pretty normal timing, I'd say. See, Maines, he's going to lead him to green. 60's going to be inside of him. The 8 of Sells will be behind him. Lucas Whitehead will be 4th. Maines gets a good jump. Going to try to come down in front of the 60. He cuts him off. Well, not necessarily cuts him off. Really just closes a lane on him. Doesn't want him to get behind him like that or in front of him. Maines is pretty out there. You might want to start backing up to that 60, because that 60 can mount a run, but I don't think he'd take it this early on. As a 5, he's kind of the lone ranger. That's Matthew Baker. He's kind of got nobody. Actually, as I say that, Sells hops up to that middle lane, but it's only 2 trucks. They're going to need a lot of help early on. As 6, you can really see that 60. He just shoves the 31 as hard as he can. Seems he knows how to really get it. But Whitaker, he's maybe coming to the rescue of this middle lane. It looks like more trucks of PJ's kind of running in the middle. He's deciding, where do I want to go? He can go top, he can go bottom. He decides to go bottom. He has room, but he's probably decided now the lane's closed on him, so he can't go down at all. He's committed to running that top for as long as the bottom lane's closed, because he can't do anything anymore with it. The trucks are starting to swap positions, maybe trying to find, where do I want to go? As we see the 17 of mains. I believe those two are brothers. Actually pretty cool paint scheme that he's running. Maybe simple, but it looks very nice. I'll give him that. But he's back here. He was involved in that crash. Some of these trucks back here took their optional damage, decided not to use their fast repairs. Look like we've got some stragglers here. The 10, you can see that front end damage. The 28's there. The 24, he's the Lone Ranger right now. Got nobody with him. But the 31, he's got the 5 push him now. Instead of the 60, will he be comfortable with the 5 pushing him? We'll have to see here real soon. Kenneth Stamper's trying to lead that outside lane, but it looks like he doesn't have necessarily the run that he needs. He's going to have to wait for it. The middle lane always tends to show up just a little bit late in the run sometimes. Now, if you get a lot of trucks up there that know what they're doing, they can really get a run just like that. Snap your finger and you're to the front of the pack. But it just depends on who's there behind you to shove. Like most drivers, they've decided to just run that bottom lane. They don't want to be, they just don't want to be on the bottom, it seems. They just like it down there better. Mains, he's been up front the whole time, so it looks like he's not really had to worry about much. I saw somebody blink there, so somebody's had a connection issue for half a second. They come back. Not sure who that was, but we see Stamper. Stamper's trying to lead that outside lane, but he's just, there's just not enough trucks. He's got Ian Martin trying to give him a shove, but they've got a gap to Whitaker, so they're just going to get freight train. They can maybe get back down in line right here real quick. Stamper actually going to try to side draft the 31. Might not be a good move by him. It's actually the 18 of Whitehead, I believe. Yeah, Brock Whitehead. So another Ghost League guy that showed up tonight to run in this money race. As Baker, if you can clear that up. Is that a sponsor for? Oh, never mind. Actually, I know what you mean now. Sorry, I'm trying to read the comments here, but Kenneth, he's starting to actually mount something. You can see him back there gaining just a little bit. It's like he's side drafting and getting away from those trucks as soon as he can, and that's letting him get a little bit of a run and not stall his out. Gonna be something that he's gonna have to do the whole night. How well can he do it, that is. He's actually getting a bigger run than what I thought. Trucks have saw that. The 8 of Sells hops up in front of him. I think Sells saw that middle lane was starting to come. He wants a little bit of it. 30 has to lift just a little bit. But Sells, he wants to lead that middle lane. As he's getting a huge run in the corner, surprisingly. He's trying to side draft. Lucas Whitehead gets away from him, stops the air, stalls it, pulls him back to him. So Sells has taken his chance of this. He wants to try to lead it. He wants to go to the lead as nobody's really been able to knock off Garrett Maines. Ian Martin hops back down in front of the 906 of David McGuire. Now, as soon as that middle lane, as soon as I started talking about them, they've all broken up. They've unformed. This is really going to hurt them as they run up on the lap truck of Derek Raleigh. You see he has heavy damage. So he's just hoping he's going to stay high, get out of the way of these drivers. You can see there's 2 stragglers back there. That looks like the 28 and the 24 maybe. Raleigh, he will go a lap down. See, Whitaker gets a good run in the corner, but they just don't have the trucks with them right now. Seems drivers are more committed to that bottom lane than anything. They don't want to really be working with that top lane. Yeah, they just decided, I don't want to deal with this right now. I just want to run the bottom, be all nice and uniform, and just deal with that. Look at the 906 of McGuire. He's kind of about mid-pack, I'd say, of these trucks, getting kind of more towards the front. Looks like that is 27 or 29. Carter Hansen that's having a little bit of a connection issue. Saw him blink there for a minute. Probably he's been warned maybe a little bit, but it seems to be clearing itself up. As that middle lane's kind of hanging tough, though. I'm surprised by that. You can see Sells not really letting them run away from him, even with only 3 trucks. This is kind of when that top lane will show their strength. They can hang, and as they gain more trucks with them, oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be tight off of 1 and 2. That 24 is going to stay as close to the wall as he can, out of the way of those drivers. But that middle lane, they always tend to hang just a little bit more tough than that bottom lane, even with the little amount that they have. He sells, comes down on the 30, trying to stop the side draft as much as he can. Mains, Baker's been very content with shoving him. The 60 was shoving the 31 earlier, but Baker was able to hop in front of the 60, so the 31's been having to trust that 5. He was shoved for about 14 laps by the 60. Probably was very comfortable with him. Would have been fine with having him the whole entire time, I think. This would have been different for them. Not getting what he needs. Actually, he's kind of gaining just a little bit. It's taking him a little bit of time, but they're starting to move up there ever so slightly. Inch by inch, they're gaining just a little bit. So Stamper's done a good job of leading that middle lane as he's going to get past Whitehead. That is Lucas Whitehead. I believe there's 3 Whiteheads in this race, so go back a little bit in the pack. You can see these trucks back here. It looks like the 24 might have almost gotten turned by the 94, but these trucks back here probably made up their mind, saying, you know, I just want to kind of ride. I don't want to really be in this. I just really want to be, kind of searching back here. And then when it gets towards the end, that's when I really want to start going towards the front of the pack. You see Andrew, he's going to get passed by the 86. Might be his choice, though. Could be better for him to duck out, decide to be like, I don't want to be in that lane anymore. I can go to the back and save more fuels. These trucks are going to extend their fuel just a little bit more than some other trucks that are running up front, and that 31's burning off more fuel than everybody else behind him, because he's the one that's kind of acting as the horse. He's pulling them all with him. That 5 maybe is cracking his throttle just a little bit, as we'll actually go on board with the 5 of Matthew Baker. We'll see if he's cracking his throttle at all, or if he's keeping it wide open. Looks like from that view, he's just trying to keep his foot to the floor, not really worrying about lifting at all. The 31, he's probably decided, I don't want to lead this anymore. That's going to put PJ. He's going to try to lead. He's going to have Ian Martin shoving him. Ian Martin, he ran in the little kahunas, and he won his way into the big kahunas. That's hosted by Ron Morris Jr. So that'll be interesting to see. I believe that goes on August 6th in the Xfinity trucks, or not Xfinity trucks. Xfinity cars. But we see Mains, he's been comfortable up there the whole time. He's just been kind of having to watch his mirror because, that 5 could maybe leave him out as Derek Raw. He's going to get lapped again. So not going the way that he's wanted at all up to this point. But it's Daytona. Stuff can happen. A lot can happen within like 5 laps. He could get 2 cautions to get his lap back. Who knows? The drivers, 5, they're going to go down pit road. This is about the time they all come down pit road. You can see them all just fan out. Some drivers actually miss it. Whitehead misses it. Someone else missed it also. That's the 906. He's going to decide to just kind of say, might as well go back on to the track. But some drivers trying to get in pit road as hard as they can and just overshoot. Maybe messing with their brake bias, locking it up just a little bit, but drivers just trying to get all they can. That's going to put the 16 of PJ to the lead. He's got that front end damage just a little bit. So I believe he might have used his fast repair. I can see these trucks coming the next time by. It's going to be maybe him, Ian Martin. He might pull the 51 of Charles Whitehead and the 30 of Kenneth Stamper with him. It's going to be whoever wants to come down pit road this time. Will they follow what the trucks in front of them did, or will they stay out one more lap and try to lap them and then come in? So we've got trucks pitting, though. They're going to shoot down. That's going to be the 7. See the 7, 94. 03, 7 locks him up. 82 locks him up. Actually, he doesn't lock him up. He driver's kind of playing pit strategy now, deciding to pit just at different times every now and then. Drivers have to watch. They cannot slide their tires when they get into their pit box, because if you miss it, that 1 second of just having to reverse your truck, you are going to lose that group that you have just came in with, and that will absolutely ruin your night sometimes. It will be very hard. Actually, you know, have to post this here for Taryn and the YouTube channel, but we're going to see drivers. We're going to have to see where they merge on track, because it's going to be interesting to see where they come out from different pit strategies. Will they merge all the same, or will they be broken up a lot more than what they were before? Making sure that this has posted as it has. So sorry, Taryn. YouTube started earlier. I had to go back and correct that. But the 316 is in. The 318 of Dalton Martin is in. That's going to put the 31 back to the lead. 60's able to. He was kind of able to swap him, so that's kind of surprising. He's able to hop in front of that 5. That 31 might be a little bit more comfortable with the 30 or with the 60 shoving him, but you see these two Road to Pro trucks. So I believe the 82, which is actually the 84 in the race, he's a Road to Pro driver also. So we've got some drivers that definitely have some talent in this field. With no just running in general, we're going to have to see. Oh, he's getting loose trying to get on the power. He's probably going to have to tuck in behind this group, because this group's going to blow by them. Maines is going to fly by him. Merrick's going to fly by him. Matthew's going to fly by him. Maines is going to fly by him. But that group that pitted a lap later has been able to catch up to them, so pit strategy didn't absolutely go terrible for the 7, the 94, the 82, and the 03. They're going to be able to catch the draft of that truck in front of them. That's going to be Jason Maines. They're going to be able to sniff that little bit of draft from his rear bumpers. You can see it now. They've gotten it, so they're not going to lose any more time to them. They're going to be able to stay in line and stay formed up. But some drivers pitted 2 laps later, so there's going to be different pit strategies this whole entire time, as the 28 is in, the 23 Kerry Whitaker's in. He's had some left side or right side damage, so he's had a little bit of damage. 51's taking a extensive stop. 51 seconds in the pits right now. I'm not sure what's happening to him. Maines continues to lead. Bumper of Merrick. Drivers have seemed to really have calmed down here. Running that bottom lane. Looks like you've got kind of 2 groups that have maybe formed here. We go back to the 316 of Dean. He's got Andrew, PJ, Dalton, and the 10, who's a lap down, kind of a straggler right now. They need to form up. They don't need to be racing like this. They just need to decide, man, I just want to kind of draft behind you. I don't want to have to be dealing with much tonight. Because doing this, we're going to lose more time to that truck in front of them. This pack, Maines has been up front the whole entire night, it seems. He's just had, not necessarily luck. I mean, he started front row. He's just been able to hold it the whole entire time, not having to deal with a lot of challenges from him. Got down pit road clean. But will this pack behind him that pitted a lap later, will they decide to take a challenge to him? Or will they just decide to tuck and be like, yeah, I'll just ride with you for now. I don't really want to do much, as they've just gotten past halfway. So intensity might start to pick up as the laps go on. They've got trucks that are laps down, so they might have had a bad pit. Yes, that's the 88 who actually, he missed pit road. Just trying to get in there as hard as he could. And just missed the entrance, went through the grass. So he's a lap down. He's got to hope for a caution, hope for a wave around, something like that. Both Whiteheads are a lap down, so their night's not going the way that they've wanted it to. These drivers are probably just kind of, they just realize, no, it's too early. I don't want to really be fighting you. Some of these people have actually about to go a lap down. You saw that's the 906 who decided to say, I already missed it. I'm just going to go through the grass, go back on track. Might have honestly wanted to, just go in and pit, because that kind of might have messed him up just a little bit more than it did before. But Garrett Maines is going to catch the draft of these trucks in front of him. Will that change what he does? Will he have to go wide? Will he have to go middle? And will the 16-5 go with him, as they've kind of broken off from those trucks behind him? Kind of surprised that they pulled just a little bit of a gap. 31's going to have to lift for the 12. Oh, 20 into the wall. 12 is not running high. That's not good at all. Drivers coming down pit road. Maybe, actually, no, they thought a wreck might have happened, went below the yellow line. That's not going to be anything for them, because they thought something was going to happen here. The 12 just didn't get out of the way and almost caused an accident. He put the 20 in the wall. I know the 20 has got to be one unhappy driver. Would not want to be his spotter having to listen to him, because that was a mistake. See, Merritt wiggles a little bit. Maybe 60's getting a little bit more aggressive with those pushes down the front stretch. That's when you want to start pushing these trucks. You don't want to necessarily do it in the corners. You want to do it down the straight when you know you can hit them pretty square. And you don't even want to do it in the trial like Daytona, because the trucks tend to get a little bit loose on their rear end. And they start to lift up just a little bit, and just a slight tap will send you right around. There's a lot of instances where you see trucks get to that right quarter panel, and they just hook them, just barely touch them. But it's enough to send that truck in front of you around, and they are not too happy about that at all when it happens. Maines has been able to remain up front. Kind of got this backpack for me. They've actually managed to get all together, so this is good for this pack back here. Being lined up like this is going to help them catch the pack in front of them. We're going to have to see how much time they shove off. It's being led by the 16 of PJ, so you'll have to keep an eye to see how much the time drops from him and the 03 of McCullough. It's going to be interesting to see how these drivers do. It's kind of a two-pack race right now. Sounds like a rapper reference. But Maines, ooh, that 60 is really shoving him. Just look at him shove him. Knows that he can be offset just a little bit, because if you can be offset maybe just a little bit, you can give that truck a little bit more of a push and not have to worry about hooking them. But you got to be extremely careful and extremely precise when you do it, because you can easily hook them and send them right around. So you can see the 60's really giving him a good shove. 60 knows how to shove at these tracks. You see he's been on the bumper of him the whole entire time. Kind of fanning out here just a little bit. I believe that's action around the 7 and the 17. Saw him fan out through the trial. Well, something might have happened. Some truck might have had to check up, maybe lift for half a second. That stacked him up a little bit. Now, if you all don't mind, sharing the stream, throwing in a subscription, anything like that. We hit 470 views before the stream had even ended last night, so it's absolutely insane. Maybe aiming for about 300, 400 again tonight. So share it to anybody that you can. It'll definitely help us out here. As HSR always seems to bring some interesting racing when it's super speedway time, as they really run trucks mainly, so a little bit easier to handle. These drivers can kind of keep them under them most of the time. I believe this is the biggest field they've had in a while. See, the 20, he's kind of managed to latch on. The 32 in front of him. The 32 is kind of holding on to the draft of Lucas Whitehead, just barely hanging on. He gets a really good run there, but probably something happened in front of him. The 20 was put in the wall earlier, so he's probably got that in the back of his mind. If he gets back to that 12, something maybe could happen. Being really content with what they're doing now. I'm kind of surprised how calm it's been. Really only one caution from a lap truck. Maybe getting in the way just a little bit, not being exactly where the drivers wanted him to be. It's like this backpack, though, has not been able to gain much time. It's now being led by Dean Brummett instead of PJ. PJ's dropped to about the 4th truck in line behind them. They're going to have to hope for a caution. Maybe get off cycle just a little bit, hop in front of them. Sells goes to the outside, needs to get back in line. He does. Gets it back out in line again, so he's trying to do something there. See, some of these trucks are just not having strategy go right for them. Some of these trucks are lap trucks, some of them aren't. They're just kind of swapping with each other. See, Raleigh finally took his fast repair. He had some heavy damage, so he needed to do that pretty soon. But Garrett Maines, he continues to lead at Daytona. He's been up front, I think, basically the whole entire night. But the biggest mover so far is that 25 of Matthew Baker. He's up 25 positions from where he started in 3rd. Or from where he is in 3rd right now. See, Jason, he was involved in that incident earlier. He's managed to sort his way through the pack, get back up here. He's sitting in 4th. Got to be careful about getting into any other wrecks as they're going to come down pit road. 31 drags a 60 with them. Who can outbrake him? Will the 60 outbrake the 31? 60 gets in there pretty hard. Actually, 60's going to spin it. Locks his brakes. That's going to be catastrophe for the 60 of Jeff Merritt. Going to have to spin it around quick. Looks like he didn't hit too hard, but he's going to lose this pack. Trying to get all that he can. Maines probably saw that and knew, man, you're going in there way too hot. Maines gets in his pit box clean. So does Ian Martin. But he's going to be the lone man out. He's going to have to hope that he can maybe get somebody else to help. Maybe clips the 31 there for a second. 31 was off and away. He's gotten a good lead. 17 beats the 5. It looks like the 2 teammates are going to work together. Again, 906 is going to blow by him. Get his lap back there for half a second. But catastrophe for the 60, just getting on pit road a little too hard, trying to get all that he can. I believe it's going to put it to about a 2 pit stop race at this point. We'll see where they all cycle out. Yep, they've drug other trucks down pit road, forced their hand. That's the 82, 94, 7, and 03 have all came down pit road. All need to get in clean on their pit stop. Pit box 94 misses his, and they're sideways, maybe overslid it just a little bit. That's going to be bad for that 94. He's going to lose the draft. 8 needs to get clean in, clean out. He gets in kind of a little bit sloppy there. See where he comes out, but there's trucks trying to merge up on the track. That can be bad for them. They got to merge very clean. PJ's going to probably lead this group down pit road, I'd say. They're going to have to come down with them. Drivers are going to have to fan out again like they did before. But Maines, he's only 19 seconds behind, so they had a pretty good pit stop. Seems it's actually the 03. He pitted a lap after, but they're going to run by him. He's going to probably try to grab the draft. This group might stay out just a little bit longer. Maybe trying to play a little bit of a strategy here, trying to get maybe just off cycle to where when they come down pit road, it'll be just a little bit better for them. The 31's got the 17 of, looks like, I'm assuming these 2 are brothers shoving him, and they got Baker behind him. Ian Martin follows the 82, which is the 84, Kyler Wynn. PJ's still staying out with this group. If this group can get in and get out clean, they can maybe mount a challenge to these guys that were running up front, as in Maines. He's just not really had to deal with much. But will he bring them down pit road this time, or is he going to stay out one more lap? As I say that, they come down pit road, got to fan out as much as they can. PJ, drivers have made mistakes on pit road. 316 dives in there hard on his brakes. Everybody able to get in very clean, though. That's going to work to a lot of these drivers' favor. Got to see if they all get in clean. But they all do, it seems. Actually, 31 might have overslid his pits. I'm not sure if he did. I think I may have caught just a quick glimpse of that. I'm not sure if he necessarily overslid them. That's the 18 of Brock White. It looks like he didn't, so I might have just had a false alarm there. PJ's off and away. He actually got beat by the 316 of Dean Brummett. Dean Brummett really got in there really deep, getting in onto pit road. Was able to slow it down just enough. We've got the 17 of Jason Maines shoving him. These drivers know how to shove. They can do. Chris, I don't believe I have Cash App, so he might be talking to somebody else in there. Actually, I do. It's odd. It's kind of odd. Might be talking to somebody else in there. See the 17, the 5, the 31. These drivers have all been up front, but the 60, where did the 60 go? The 60s had to go back here with this group, as you know, he's got contact going on the pit road, just trying to get all that he can. Ended up locking him up. PJ kind of got close to Andrew there. That was almost bad. They call Andrew Turtle in here. He was about to be a turtle off the bumper of him. That was going to be very bad for him. Almost close contact. But Maines is back to the lead. It's 23 to go, so drivers are going to have to come down pit road maybe one last time. When will they do it? They can make it about 15 laps on fuel. Maybe they can extend it. Maybe they've been pitting a little bit earlier than these other trucks. It's going to be kind of a guess. Have they been pitting earlier to not show how much fuel there is? That'd be kind of a guessing game for some of these drivers. That's 17. We'll go on board. You know, I'll give you a view of what a truck pushing somebody else looks like, and you might think, oh, you know, I saw the wreck up front, but you'll see right here what happens during a wreck if there is one. So we've got a caution. Somebody's wrecked. As soon as I say it looks like it might be Brock Whitehead, or he might have gotten involved in something else. Somebody crashed. We're on board with Jason Maines. Go to a blimp here. Something might have happened in front of him. It's like, oh, 318 of Dalton Martin hits Kenneth. Kenneth goes into the wall. Yep, and it's on from there. So just a bump gone wrong for him. That gets a lot of drivers. You can see people already wrecking. Oh, somebody maybe flips. 318 on it, or 316 on his side. Drivers just run right into it. Andrew goes through the grass. Decides to do some Daytona road course. Merges up, able to get there. But that was hard contact for some of them. It's vicious for some of those drivers. This is going to reset everything for them, though. They're going to have to come down pit road again. Or I'd say that. Some people might decide to stay out. But hard night for some of these drivers, just not going the way that it wants them to, or way that they want it to at all, it seems. This might force the hand on some of them to come down pit road just a little bit earlier than they want to. Looking for a driver to bring in here for an interview. I'm trying to see who is up front here that I can bring in. Doesn't seem like there's many, so I'll have to bring somebody from the back here just a little bit. But I'll let them pit. No, not talk to them during pit stops. Let them get all their stuff done that they need. Jesus. I see everybody's probably going to come down pit road. I don't see anybody staying out here. 906 stays out. I believe that's to get his lap back. That is to get a lap back. Drivers, you know, you can choose to do optional maybe. You can choose to just do fuel. You can choose to do tires. Kind of depends on what you want to do. Maines, see all of them getting clean. They need clean pit stops here. Maine gets in nice and easy. These camera views are not good. See, Maines wins the race off pit road, followed by the 17 and 98 of Ian Martin. So 5 lost a spot there. But it's going to be interesting to see what they can do. So I'm not sure. The 5 truck is Matthew Baker in the race, if you're asking. If you're talking about paint, so I will give you a paint refresh. I'll bring in the 03. See if Kyler's in here. Actually, I will bring in I'll bring in the 03 of Kenneth McAuliffe. Hey, Kenneth, this is Bryson Booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir. Got you.
Man, so you're running 7th right now. How do you think the race has gone so far for you tonight with 19 laps to go?
It's going pretty good, man. It's about to get interesting now, though. This is where the fun gets going.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're kind of in a weird position. You know, some drivers are going to come back down pit road. I believe y'all are going to come back down here and top off. I mean, what have you saw tonight from these drivers?
It's been pretty good up here. I don't know about the big pack back there. I was happy to break away from the pack and just have a group of us up here running.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, I'll let you go, and I hope to see you in victory lane tonight. I was going to bring you in for a quick interview.
Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy.
Hopefully that did not kick people out. We were having an issue of some people being kicked out of, but, you know, drivers came back down, topped off. Some of them didn't, though. So you're going to have some trucks that are not going to be able to make it on fuel. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens now. Decided not to come down pit road. Decided to stay out. Maines looks like he will not lead that group off. It'll be Ian Martin that will lead that pack off of pit road, followed by Kyler Wynn, Garrett Maines, and then Jason Maines. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Now, Garrett hasn't been back in this position the whole race. He's been up front, not having to deal with a lot of these trucks that have been around here most of the time. So it's going to be interesting to see how he's able to sort through this, if he can. And will he come back down and top it off? I'm not fully sure because I don't know if they can make it on fuel. As I believe if they're going to do it, they actually can't do it now because the lights are off on the pace truck. It's going to be Carter Hansen. He's going to lead him to green, followed by the 91 on the outside. The 91 is going to have the 98 of Ian, or not Ian Martin. That's somebody else behind him. Like, these are actually lap trucks up here, so this is going to get interesting. Looks like this start's going to be kind of botched. So it looks like lap trucks maybe didn't get the wave around when they needed to. The 91 or 29 is going to have a kind of an odd lead, it seems, from some. It looks like these two were teammates, judging by their paint schemes. But it's going to get interesting now because you got some lap trucks, got some trucks that probably shouldn't be up here. But they are. Nothing can be done about that. Have to see what Garrett does because, you know, he's kind of at the hands of everybody else. If there's a wreck, he's going to have to do his best to avoid it. Let's see, the 29 and the 91, so those two are teammates, so I can see them working together for as long as they can. It's going to be but when it comes down to the line, you know, who's going to abandon who for the money? Because people do some crazy stuff for money, but Taryn doesn't. He does not tolerate wrecking for money, so they got to do it very clean. I'm going to keep an eye on Garrett Maines. Will he be able to pick his way back up through the pack, or will he not be able to? He's been up front. He's got 15 laps to do it. So will he decide to maybe say, maybe I can give the top line a try. Maybe I can try this lane. Maybe I can try this lane. But you need people to go with you when you do it. As you can see, these trucks on the outside are getting a big run. Maybe cuts off PJ a little bit, decides to go middle, sees that they're getting a run, starting to get trucks formed up, but Vitals up front. That might actually be a lap truck. It's a 60. He's found his way. He's going to maybe put him through wide, lifts out of it, thinks better of it, decides, I don't want to do it this early. Maybe a little bit later. That was about 5 to go. I can see him really making that move. I believe the 27 is a lap down. Yes, he is. That's Danny Eshelman. 60 goes down to the bottom. Looks like it's a mixture of trucks that are laps down, laps aren't. But, so yeah, this is a whole mixture of trucks that aren't laps down, that are laps down. It's kind of getting a little bit weird now to see these other trucks up here because they're going to play a factor. They may be lap trucks, but if they, they can maybe help out some of these lap trucks that are up here. Maybe shove them, maybe not. They kind of, some trucks are at the mercy. Will they draft them? Will they not? See, Garrett Maines, he's popped up in that middle lane. He's going to get a shove from the 20. That's a lap truck also, so lap trucks are going to come into even more of a play here as it goes on. The 7's got some front end damage. The 31, which is actually the 18, stamped this race. That's Brock Whitehead. He's hopped over from Ghost League, decided to jump into this race. As you can see, that middle lane is starting to really form. It's being led by the 51 of Charles Whitehead. He's also another Ghost League person, so it may get a little interesting here. Somebody blinks out. That's not going to be good. You're always going to start panicking when you can't see a truck around you. They avoid a catastrophe there. But Charles, he's deciding to lead that high lane. I'm kind of surprised that he's doing this. He really doesn't gain much, maybe getting a lap back, if that. But it's interesting to see a lap truck trying to lead that top lane as he's actually doing a very good job of it. He's pulling the 60 with him. 60 had catastrophe on pit road. Now, he nosed it in because he got in there way too hard and just locked those back brakes up and shot his truck around. So not what he wanted early on, but he seemed to have rebounded from it very good. I'll show you what's going on from Maines' view. Being back here, you'll see what you really see at these super speedways. See, he's already lifting. Trucks are checking up, so he can't stay full throttle. Actually, that's Darius Sells. Excuse me, that's the wrong truck. Now they're actually being put 3 wide. Someone's on the outside of Maines trying to squeeze. That's a pink truck. Oh! Uh-oh, this is getting really antsy. Lap truck causing something. Maines is wiggling around. See, drivers can't see anything out of this. They can maybe see it because I'm running this from a single view. If you got triples, you can see that truck outside, but you're counting on your spotter to be calling out where that truck is, as I believe that purple truck was the 20. So it's getting racy in here. It's going to be 11 to go, and they come back to the line. 60, he's got a truck behind him now. He had to deal with stuff early on, but the 29 and the 91, they're both teammates with that matching paint scheme. So they're going to be working together the whole night probably, or the rest of the night. Just what will they decide to do when it comes to crunch time? Will they take the gloves off and start throwing punches, or will they start to lean on each other? Say, man, there's so much money on the line. It doesn't matter. You know, we both get pace. And this is a 27 swings high. The 60 needs to get down. He can almost get hooked. That was almost bad for the 60. It's going to get even more. You can see they are just 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 for about 10 to 8 rows back. Oh gosh, that is so many trucks side by side. But these lanes have started to form. Who wants to go with who? As this has been a pretty clean race up to this point. I hope I didn't curse it right there if a wreck happens, and I know I said something that I shouldn't have. But Jeff, he's able to get a run. He just can't get clear of that 29 because he loses it in the corner. But he tends to gain it in the straights just a little bit more every single time. And then he loses it again. So it's kind of a game. It's a give or take right now with him. I believe he has a little bit of right front damage. You can see that tire poking out just a little bit from his truck. So that might have been from where he just clipped the wall barely. We'll see where Baker is. You know, Baker was up front. He's about mid pack of this pack that's running. Kind of more towards the back. See some trucks disappearing, having connection issues every now and then. As they've gone 3 wide, that's the 906 squeezing it. He's a lap truck. Maines is coming through. 60 got shoved up. So lap truck decides to make room. 27 hops right down in front of the 24. I know that 60 is not going to be happy because he saw that middle lane that he was leading just fall apart. The 906, he's a lap truck, so this isn't going to matter. The 906 might hop down, get his lap back. Oh, we got a crash. 24 into the wall. Hard contact. Oh, somebody is flipping. That is a car launched into orbit. Someone just got launched. Hard contact. I think that was Corey Robin. Yes. Oh, that is just hard contact for him. Up in the air. We'll see what happened. 3 wide, probably. Yep, 60's on the outside, 28's in the inside. He actually swings up into the 60, and then something happens behind him. Driver's probably not able to slow down. 60's keeping it in the wall. 24 peels it off the wall down into the 20. Let's see what happened. He shot up into the air. He actually clips the wall, and then he just goes up into the air in the catch fence. That was just amazing. Yeah, he's actually over the catch fence at that point. See, from his view, he's just seeing it spinning. He gets put down into the pits. Like, that only collected one more truck. So not bad overall for a crash, but that was just hard for the 24. He found the area on the track just where it tends to clip, and he got shot up there. So I think he may need to be hired by NASA to throw stuff into orbit if he can do that just by himself. But you can see Garrett's got a little bit of front end damage from just bumping trucks in front of him, trying to get him up there. But this is going to change everything. Drivers are going to come down pit road. They're not going to have to pit again. They're going to have enough fuel to make it. So we're going to have to, this is where pit stops, they're going to matter more than anything. 27's in the grass. I don't know what happened there. You got some drivers mowing the grass, and there's no instant point, so they might just be having a little bit of fun running down in the grass. Again, if you all don't mind throwing in a subscription, throwing in a like, anything like that, that'll definitely help us out. We are at, let's see, 111 subscribers. We've grown. We had almost 500 views streamed last night. If you don't mind sharing it, if you can, that'll definitely help. We're not up there high, as high as we were, but we're at 159 views right now, so it's going decent. I don't think anything can compare to last night, that is, because that was absolutely insane. I'll let drivers come down pit road. Some people actually stay out. Main stays out. Wynn stays out, so they probably have fuel to the end. Some drivers fake it. I think Sells faked it, but a lot of drivers come down pit road. So this can maybe be bad if it goes to a green-white checkered for some of them. Ooh, Whitehead. Lucas Whitehead has some heavy damage on his front end. Somebody just blew up. I heard their engine expire on them, so they might have to use their fast repair if they have one left. But this is where pit crews, this is where you hope you don't have Bubba Wallace's old pit crew. A lot of drivers off and away. They're going to be led. Let's see. Who will they be led by? So they're going to be led by the 29. He's the first truck that got fuel that's off pit road. He's followed by the 91. These two must be teammates with that paint scheme. So they know that they're good to the end. They don't have to worry about fuel at this point. As I'd like to pull in Kyle. I'm not sure if he's in here though. As I'll pull in the 8 of Darius Sells here. He's going to be restarting, I believe, second. So it looks like the other trucks that stayed out may have came down pit road. I see these trucks have damage. I'll interview Darius Sells here. He did not come down pit road, so he's decided to stay out. Hey, Darius, this is Bryson's booth. You got a copy, man? Hey, Darius, this is Bryson's booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy of you.
Man, so, you're up here in third right now. How do you feel? What do you feel? How do you feel your chances are of taking home a good amount tonight?
I don't know. It's gonna be tough. Just gotta see how much fuel I can save here.
I mean, I know it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be tight on fuel. You decided to stay out, let these trucks behind you pitted, so I know that they're good. But man, I was just gonna pull you in here for a quick interview. I hope it goes good, and I hope to see you in victory lane tonight, man.
All right, I appreciate you. I'll holler at you here in a little bit.
As that was the 8 of Darius Sells. He does a lot of super speedway racing. Some of these drivers are kind of super speedway junkies, I'd say. They love it. Which I don't blame him at all, but I'm going to play a really, really quick ad for y'all. We are sponsored by W. Use code 10GHOST at checkout for 10% off. They're a energy drink mix company that we picked up as our first official sponsor. We maybe have 2 more in the works right now, trying to get them I haven't actually specifically talked to him. There are people I have in mind that would maybe hop into it. But Maines, he's back up where he's been the whole night. But I know he does not want to see a caution, because if he sees a caution, and especially if he goes green, white, checkered, that's going to change a lot. He has to hope that it's within the window when they can get restarted, because if it's not, he may not make it on fuel and he may have to pit. But it's going to be 5 to go at the line, so it's going to start to ramp up here at Daytona. HSR is known for really good finishes. Will they make one happen again tonight? It's Maines on the bottom. Win on the top. Green flag is in the air. Maines gets a good start. Win's probably going to tuck in right behind him. Actually, think not. Maines is going to go up and try to cut Win off. Win moving all around. He's actually going to be trying to take the lead from Maines. Maines is out there a lot, though. He's going to have to side draft Win. Will he get to him? He's quarter. Oh, he's definitely chasing him. Almost contact. You see drivers already being aggressive off the start, not wanting to give up anything. Almost bad. We got somebody going 3 wide already off the exit of 2. I'm not sure who that is. 906, 318, 31. We've got drivers 3 wide already into the wall. Ian Martin able to keep it straight, just rubbing. This is getting insane already. It's not even within 2 to go, but drivers are already wanting to go at it. 98's trying to squeeze. We got the 60 around. Don't know if that'll bring out a caution. That middle top lane doesn't have many trucks, so it's not going to be that bad with the 60 crash. Knight goes from bad to worse for him. Win's hopped up. He's got the middle lane going. This is when the middle lane starts to show their strength. He hops down in front of Maines. Maines will give him a shot in the bumper. Try to get him going. Driver's already bailing. We've got somebody crashing back here. Somebody was turned. I'm not sure who that was. I believe that may have been the 17. Oh, this is getting antsy back here. Drivers are really moving around. This is where the action is now. Ian in the wall. Drivers are just starting to really, really move around. They're going everywhere. Yellow flag. Oh, crash after the flag. Kenneth Stamper into the wall. This is going to change a lot. Will he be able to save fuel? We've got people still wrecking. I believe something happened before this, though. Looks like something happened back here. I'm not sure. I have to go back. It's like the 32 merges up on track, gets loose, hits the 10. Oh, gosh. Oh, 17's on his brake. Andrews squeaks through. 10's doing some dirt tracking up here. Something happened in front of this. I think drivers saw the caution flag come out and they were checking up. And this kind of got into it. We'll see what happens. So 30 actually comes up into the 7. 7 pops it. 30. Oh, just clips the 906. 906 may be able to actually fix that damage. Doesn't look too bad. Backed it in. So it may not be too terrible for him. As you can see, yeah, just hard contact for him. Not sure what happened to Kenneth, but this is going to change a lot of stuff now. Will these drivers have enough fuel to make it to the end? That's going to be the question that is up in the air, because I truly don't know who's going to have fuel, but they were already getting super racy, and it was not even 2 to go or 3 to go. It was off the drop of the green. They were shoving it 3 wide, trying to get every spot they can, wanting to be in the best position to win the race. We'll see, will he come down pit road, or is he just saving as much fuel as he can? That might just be saving fuel. I'll go on board to see if that's what he's doing. So you can see, yep, he's coasting. Trying to keep pace speed. Giving it gas and just coasting whenever he can, because he's probably very close on his fuel. See if he comes down pit road this time. He's not, so he's going to be close on fuel. These drivers, Maines is going to be close on fuel. Sells, Win, and McCullough, they're all going to be super close on fuel. I know if there's another green, white, checkered, drivers are not going to be able to make it up front, and that might end their night unless there is another wreck that happens. We're just going to have to see, can they save enough fuel to make it to the end? I think Matthew Baker, I believe he is that's a voice crack. He might be a lap truck. Showing him as I may just be looking over him. Actually, he's not looked right over him. He's 6th. It's like he's probably saving. Actually, he's probably not saving fuel. He's got enough fuel for it. He pitted on lap 63, so he's good on fuel. Should be. We might just be saving just a little bit more in case another caution does come out. I believe I do have 3 green, white, checkered, so it can get a little bit insane. So I wish I could bring in Kyler Wynn. Not sure if he's in the Discord. Drivers kind of have a little bit of a different name in this. But I'll bring in Taryn. Hey, Taryn, this is Bryson Booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes.
Man, so what have you saw, I mean, so far from this race from these drivers?
Just guys that aren't showing any kind of respect for each other at all.
Yeah, I mean, they got really aggressive on that restart. Didn't expect them to do it. I mean, they were really going for it. I mean, it's going to get even more hectic. Hopefully they start to maybe drive each other just a little bit cleaner, though. So but I was just bringing you in here for a quick interview. I'll let you go now.
Yes, sir.
That was Taryn. Taryn looks like he may be having to deal with some unhappy drivers right now. I have the radio muted, so I can't hear what they're saying. Drivers are probably getting a little bit antsy with each other. Maybe saying, why are you pushing it 3 wide right now? Maybe wait just a little bit. But right now, drivers are in take mode. Not giving anything at this point. They just want all they can get. And it's going to get... Drivers are going to start taking even more. They're not going to be giving one bit. Especially within 3 to go. You see that I think Maines is still trying to save as much fuel as he can. He's got to be super close on fuel for him. I don't know if he'll make it. If the caution comes out again, then he's not going to be able to make it on fuel. He's going to have to come down pit road again. That's going to end his night. 32's out. You see the 17. He's back here all the way in 18th. So he's going to have to hope something happens in front of him. I like to see it go green because that's when stuff gets a little bit insane. Like good finishes. I want to see it come down to the line. Not reckoned. I just want to see something just happen. I want to see that good super speedway finish where they're bumper to bumper coming down. One of them leaves out, swings wide, comes down to the line, and just edges them out. Sells has a lot of experience doing these super speedways. This is what he runs a lot of the time. So can he show it here, or will the pro and Garrett Maines show that, man, I've still got it, or will win, or will somebody else from the back of this pack show that maybe luck is all that you need here? As it's going to be coming to the green flag, it's going to be 2 to go. Sells gets a little bit of a bad restart. You can see him wiggle. 82 might have gotten on his bumper. That's going to give Maines a good restart on the outside. Will Maines take the lead? He's going to have the 316 showing him of D. Brummett. Dean has been through war. You can see his left side's beat up, but it's going to be who can shove each other the best. Coming to the white flag. Oh, the 82 is shoving Maines. Maines get hooks the 82 or the 8 hard into the wall. Oh my gosh. So it's just a hook. The 82 was just trying to shove Sells, and he hooks him. We'll see. We'll look at the onboard of the 82. He just hooked him, trying to shove him as much as he can. That's Kyler Wynn. I believe he's just trying to shove Sells. See, Sells actually gets off the bottom a little bit. Wynn's maybe out of the throttle a little bit. He just hooks Sells. Sells just overcorrects it. Up into them, up into Maines, up into the 316. And I believe, who's that squeaks by? That's the 03 that squeaks by. Baker netcoats through it. He is able to get through it. 29. Ooh, that's just hard contact for those drivers. 8 is stuck in the fence at one point. Drivers piling in, trying to get on the brakes. Andrew, you can see him on the bottom, slows. Almost comes to a complete stop. But this is going to shake up a lot of stuff now. Have to see. People are going to come down pit road. People are going to use their fast repairs. This changes everything now. So I believe they're only going to have one more green-white checkered. And then the finish is final. So it's going to get more insane. I'll bring in Brock Whitehead. I'm not able to drag Brock in here. Being a little bit weird. Looks like it's not giving me the ability to drag him, so pretty odd. only giving me the ability to drag his room. So I was going to interview him, but I don't want to have to deal with hopping in there and maybe jumping in on something that I don't need to be hearing, maybe strategy being played out. I'll see who else is up here that's up front. I'll bring in Andrew if you're in for interview.
And
Hey.
he's wrecked out in air.
He's been talking right now. Hey Andrew, this is Bryson Booth. Bryson the Booth, you got a copy, man?
Yes, I do. How you doing?
Man, so you're kind of, running back here where you can see all this happening, but how's the race gone for you so far?
Weird. I've been up front, I've been in the back. I've been working with some people, and we've just been slowly chugging along, avoiding wrecks left and right, and yeah, we're just slowly moving our way up.
All right, man. So I mean, what do you think? What do you think you need to do within these last 2 laps to bring home some cash tonight?
Well, since we're starting on the inside, definitely avoid the wrecks. The inside definitely has the best advantage with avoiding the wreck. But if we go green all the way to the end, the outside lane is definitely the place to be. So just got to find the run and get to it.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll let you go so you can bring in for a quick interview. I hope to see you bring home some money, maybe win it, because I mean you got second last night, so maybe you can bring it home tonight.
Hopefully it's the dub.
That was Andrew. They call him Turtle here at HSR because of one night he was on his roof from a race. But let's see. Look at the 5 of Matthew Baker. He's managed to make his way back up front. So can he kind of be a dark horse and make it? And then we see we have Brock Whitehead. The 2 Whitehead brothers are next to each other. The other Whitehead is in the back of the pack, so he's not going to be a factor. But will the 2 brothers kind of show brotherly love and hook up with each other? That sounds really weird now that I say that. Don't take it that way. Brock, Brock or Trey, I hope you're not watching that. That just sounded so weird. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I just said that. Anyway, Baker, he's going to have the 318 of Dalton Martin behind him. Ian Martin, he's going to be on the top. He's going to have the 31 of Brock Whitehead. He's actually stamped as a 31 this race, but he's the 18 officially. It's going to be interesting to see what happens now, because these the whole new face of drivers up front. Some of the drivers have probably decided, yeah, my night might be over. Maybe staying in the pits just a little bit to get their damage fixed. I think some of them have probably called it a night. Yeah, they're sitting in pit road, so I don't think they're going to try to come back on track. So it looks like it's going to be really a battle between... These trucks are a lap down. It's going to be a battle. The last truck on the lead lap is the 32 of Ryan Munoz. So it's really going to be between 16 trucks. This is a pretty big field. It's 31 trucks that were in the race. I hope nobody clipped that what I just said. That was so odd coming from my mouth. But Baker, he's going to have to hope that Dalton will give him a shove. Ian's going to have to hope that Brock will give him a shove. Or will the brothers join forces? That sounds really weird to join forces and just show, man, brothers are better than having teammates. Baker gets a good start. Ian's trying to get down on the bottom behind Baker. He gets in line now. It's going to lead Brock. We got a truck through the grass. I don't think it's going to be caution. He's able to save it. Brock's going to have the 91 of Gerald shoving him. Can he get a good enough shove? Ian's on the bumper of the 5. It's going to be 1 to go when they get to the line. Will Ian hop up? He can do it. He can't do it now. You can see Brockhead. He's got a good run off the bumper. The 91. Will Brock take the challenge to him? He's trying to stay as far away as he can. 7's going to shoot the middle. He's going to put it 3 wide. We'll see when another lane for him. He got a car around. I don't know if that's going to be caution. He's able to save it. 3 wide, though. Brock gets shoved 3 wide. That's the 7. He's forced his way up through here. It's going to be white flag when they come off of 3 and 4. Will there be a wreck? Will they get the white flag? They need to get the white flag because once the white flag is in the air, any wrecks do not matter. They're wiggling around. They just need to get it. As it's going to wave, the 7's gotten a run. Will he be able to hold him off? White flag is in the air at Daytona. Will Baker be able to get a run from Ian Martin? 7 comes down in front of Baker. That's going to lead the 94 to that middle lane. The 03 shoves the 31 into the wall. 31 comes back down, clips the 87. That's going to end Brock's night. Oh, both Whiteheads hard contact in the wall. Andrew makes it through. Now the 7's got to hope that Baker doesn't leave him out to dry. He's looking around. You can see him searching, trying to find a gap around him. Baker's going to shove him 3 wide. Baker makes contact with multiple trucks, able to keep it straight. Bumping and banging off each other. Ian Martin's made his way up, but the 94's, he's found his way through that pack. The 03's going to give him a shove. Will it be a pass at the line? Off of 3 and 4, Kenneth McAuliffe Jr. Will he make a move on Christopher McAuliffe? It's going to be down to the line. Looks like the driver's going to have an orderly finish. 7, trying to squeeze up there. It's going to be the 94 who wins it at Daytona. And they're wrecking after that. Might as well. 94 is going to take home the most money, followed by Kenneth McAuliffe, Ian Martin, Alex Hill, Ian Martin, Matthew Baker. Andrew just misses out on a paying position. But that finish was pretty clean. I'd say nothing really happened. We'll go back to the finish. So I'll slow it down. Looks like they decided to just shove each other. Yeah, these two are brothers, I think. So they probably decided, man, I don't want to really risk anything. I might as well not pass you. You see, no trucks really pose a threat at that point. They just are out and away from everybody else. So uncle and nephew. So yeah, family comes into play. 7 makes a late run. Looks like he gets bumped, hits the 03, but it doesn't matter at that point. 7 actually, So he's able to keep his position. So clean finish at the end for those drivers. Nothing like we normally see. I mean, it seems like some nights we see a wreck coming to the line, some nights we don't, but we saw something happen before. One of the Whiteheads was in position, then the 7 decided to just shoot it 3 wide. But the 94 is going to come home with the most money. Now he's going to be happy about that. That's a nice quote. You're a bad teammate. I believe that's probably someone related to him also. So I'll wait for some of these drivers to come in. I'll let y'all watch his burnout. I'll be burning it down right now. Just happy that he gets to take home money. I think it was like a $400 pot tonight. I'm not sure exactly. I think that's what it was because we had a bigger field than normal. I believe it was probably from the broadcast that brought a lot of people in. It had almost 500 views, but I'm going to bring in, let's see if Alex Hill will come in here. This is a finish in order. I'm going to start interviewing drivers if they are in the Discord. He just hopped somewhere else. He was in there for half a second and then hopped out of there. He is. So I will drag Alex in here. Hey, Alex, this is Bryce's booth. You got a copy, man?
Yep, got a copy.
Man, so you went a little bit aggressive pushing it 3 wide, but you come home 3rd. I mean, I saw you shoot that. I was like, man, there's no way he's going to do that, but you made it work. I mean, how did the race go for you overall tonight, though?
Well, I was involved in a few wrecks in the middle of the race, but managed to get no damage. Got net coded through once, and yep, I'm glad we got a 1-2-3 for our team.
Yeah, man, that's
big win for Chris.
Yeah, I mean that's always good.
Yep, 1-2-3 for us, so we'll take it.
I didn't know y'all were teammates, but I mean, it looks like you kind of had a rough night, but I mean, you were able to pull it home 3rd. I mean, that's a good point, or that's a good paying position. But before I let you go, is there anybody that you want to thank? Anybody you want to shout out on stream before I let you go?
Oh yeah, shout out to Chris and Kenneth, man. They really helped me through this one. Restarted in the middle of the field, that last restart, and we got up there working together, so I couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll let you go now. As that was the 3rd place driver of Alex Hill, I'll bring in the 2nd place driver of Kenneth McAuliffe Jr. Hey, Kenneth, this is Bryce's booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir. Got you.
Man, so having teammates always seems to pay off at these tracks. But how did the night go for you overall?
It went pretty good, man. We just stayed with the strategy, and our strategy was just stay with Garrett and them and try to be there at the front.
Oh yeah, I mean, I saw. I mean, Hill. I was like, oh my gosh, maybe something might happen to him because Hill forced it 3 wide. But I mean, you all were able to able to, hold that whole thing off. I mean, even coming to the line, it didn't seem like you really faced a challenge. It seems like you and Christopher really just had it in the bag at that point. I mean, nobody was going to get to you coming off of 3 and 4. I was like, man, they got this sealed up. But before I let you go, is there anybody that you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out on the stream?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Taryn for putting this thing on. He does a hell of a job. Thank you for doing the broadcast, and thank all my teammates there for getting us to the 1, 2, 3 there.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. As that was Kenneth McCullough Jr., he comes home second. I will look for Christopher. We'll drag him up here now. Oh, sorry. Go down here and drag all these drivers in here. There's a lot of people in this race. Hey, Christopher, this is Bryson Booth. You got a copy, man?
I gotcha.
Man, so you take home the most money tonight with teammates behind you. I mean, that has to feel good knowing that everybody takes home some money tonight. But how did the race go for you overall?
It started off pretty normal, but I made a mistake in one of those green flag pit stops and missed my box by a little bit. So the cautions at the end really helped me. But
Yeah.
it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking. Now, I really didn't think, you guys would be a factor. Then the caution happened, and y'all just kind of shot up there. And I was like, well, it's going to be a whole new different crew up there. I mean, what were your thoughts, on that final lap, knowing you had a teammate behind you?
I had some peace of mind for sure. And I know that Kenny can push me really hard, and I can keep her straight. So just having that security behind me, I can really focus on taking whatever run I can get. But
Yeah.
man, it is a blast coming through the pack like that.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. Super speedway, it's always the great equalizer, and they can be fun to drive if you're not, the one that's in the catch fence or flipping upside down. But I mean, dude, you're able to bring it home tonight. But before I let you go, is there anybody that you want to thank on stream? Any sponsors you want to shout out?
Yeah, I got to thank my teammates, Kenny, Kyler, Alex, Chris Carter. He ain't here tonight, but we'll get him in the next race. And it was a good time. Thank Taryn and for putting this on, and thank you for broadcasting.
All right, man. Thank you. I'm a one-man crew, but I mean, it seems to be going pretty good here. But thank you for that. As I let you go now.
Thank you, sir.
As that was Christopher McCall. If he takes home the most money tonight in the top 3, they were teammates, which is kind of surprising. And we see an old-timer, Ian Martin. He hops back in here for once. Now, 5, he's going to get a paying position, so he gets probably the bottom end of it, but he gets some money back still, so he can't be too mad about that. He could have had more, but you can take home what you get. But I'll go through the finishing order here. There's a lot of trucks this race. As it will be the 94 Christopher McCall first, the 03 of Kenneth second, Alex Hill third, Ian Martin fourth, Matthew Baker fifth, Andrew Santos sixth, Dalton Martin 7th, Raymond Rittner 8th, Dean Brummett 9th, Jarrell Duffin 10th, 11th Carter Hansen, 12th David McGuire, 13th Ryan J. Munoz, 14th Kyler Wynn, 15th Garrett Maines, 16th Christopher McLean, 17th Jason Maines, 18th Lucas Whitehead. Both Whitehead brothers finished right behind each other. 16th Ryan J. Munoz, 17th Kyler Wynn, 18th Garrett Maines, 19th Christopher McLean, 20th Darius Sell, 21st Jade Barclay, 22nd Kenneth Stamper, 23rd PJ Luttrell, 24th Jeff D. Merck, 25th Danny Eshelman, 26th Chris Whitaker, 27th Nash Rambala, 28th Charles Whitehead, 29th Corey Rambone, 30th Derek Raleigh, and 31st Kerry Whitaker. So some drivers had a hard night overall, but it seemed to be, a clean race. But they were definitely pushing it within that restart before that. I mean, they were going 3 wide before the turn even happened. They were, Garrett was throwing some blocks pretty early in that turn, but he wanted to be up there. Then a wreck happened. That's just kind of, just stuff that's going to happen at super speedways. Drivers trying to block, you see that in real life. So it's not like that wouldn't happen, but not a bad race overall. Not as much action as I thought there really would be. But, it's Daytona. Talladega always seems to produce maybe a little bit better finishes. But Daytona is not a bad track to run at all. So it was definitely a good race for these drivers. I especially know that the drivers that, got the most money are going to be really happy with it. So, it's a good race. Now, I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, but you all if you have anything free to do on Monday, I will be streaming another truck league. That is the Twisted Chassis. I'm not sure where they will be running. Actually, check that real quick. They will be running at Nashville Super Speedway. So if y'all want to tune into that, feel free to. Just great stream overall. Not as big as the one as last night, but I don't expect it to be. But we gained some subscribers. If y'all still watching, if you don't mind liking the stream, subscribing to the channel, anything like that can help this channel grow. It's already over 100, which is just absolutely amazing. We just shot up out of nowhere. But I'll run 2 ads, and I will let you all go after these.